launched a campaign against Josh Fox's documentary Gasland, which has been nominated for an Academy Award. The group, Energy in Depth, claims Fox misstates and ignores verifiable facts. Fox maintains his documentary is 100% factual. Energy in Depth is an industry group formed to fight federal regulation of fracking. And the whistleblower website WikiLeaks has been nominated for the 2011 Nobel Peace Prize. A Norwegian parliamentarian nominated the site, arguing its contributions to freedom of speech and transparency were among the most important of the 21st century. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
And welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world. The Egyptian government has launched a violent crackdown on the massive uprising seeking the ouster of President Hosni Mubarak. After over a week of unprecedented and peaceful rallies that brought millions into the streets, pro-democracy demonstrators were viciously attacked Wednesday and earlier today in Cairo's Tahrir Square. Aided by positions overlooking the crowd and the apparent consent of the military, pro-Mubarak supporters unleashed a barrage of automatic gunfire and Molotov cocktails. Protesters responded with homemade bombs, sticks, and rocks. At least 7 people were killed and over 800 were wounded before dawn broke. The vast majority of the victims appear to be on the pro-democracy side. There are widespread reports that many pro-Mubarak supporters were either plainclothes police officers or others paid by the regime.
Shortly after the first gunfire erupted, Democracy Now! Producer Aaron Mate reached Egyptian activist Mona Seif in Tahrir Square.
They have rifles. They are shooting live ammunition at us. We've already, we've had a lot of wounded. I don't know how many. The ambulance keeps on coming and carrying wounded people and speeding away with them. We've had so far 4 confirmed deaths. One of them with a shot right through the head. And it is still going on, and the army is there, and they are not moving, and nobody's moving, and we keep on sending other of our people to the forefront to try and protect us, and we keep on losing some of them, and that's how it is.
And what is the military doing?
The military is not doing anything. On the side where the main clashes are, where we lost already 4 people and lots of wounded, there are more than 6 army trucks, and they are not doing anything. And right now, it seems that there's another clash on another of the entrances to Tahrir Square, but I cannot affirm it. Like, people are running towards it, but I don't know yet if there is something.
Now, it's almost 6 in the morning there, and it's obviously very dangerous. Why are you still there?
Because we cannot leave. We came here peacefully demanding for Mubarak to leave. We were so numerous yesterday. This is not our demand alone. This is the demand of the majority of Egyptians all over the country. We were here peacefully. Yesterday was such a festive day. If you saw the place, you would think it was a park. We had children playing and people chanting and dancing and singing. And now all of a sudden it's this war zone, just because they leased at us those thugs with their weapons and their knives and their cocktail Molotov thrown at us from rooftops. We are here because we've lost a lot of people for a certain demand and a certain cause, and we owe it to them to stick it and stay here.
Now, the corporate media here has described what's happening today as clashes between 2 sides. What do you think of that description?
It isn't. If it was clashes between 2 sides, then you would assume that the 2 sides had opposing causes and they were equal. It isn't. Most of the people, we have caught a lot of the thugs they have released at us. We have searched them. Most of them were one of 2 things. Either they had police IDs on them, and we have taken photos of this, and we've already sent it out to Twitter and Facebook. You can look for it. The hashtag is Jan25, or they were unemployed people that were promised either jobs or money. And we've already We have a testimony of one of them on videotape. We are just waiting for a chance to have internet to show the world what this government is capable of. We know this. We know this since every demo we went to. They always plant thugs and let them pretend to be civilians so they can start the violence. I just never saw this amount of violence, this publicly displayed, and nobody stopping it.
Egyptian activist Mona Seif speaking after the pro-Mubarak forces opened fire on Tahrir Square. Democracy Now! Producer Aaron Mate also reached another activist there, Selma Tarzi.
The Mubarak thugs were shooting at us with machine guns. The army shot back at them. 2 of them were killed. 1 of us was killed, and the army chased them and took the machine guns away. However, more are coming. And we are so tired. People are so tired. We've been fighting for the past 12 hours. And we're just protesters. We're civilians. We're protesters. We're improvising fighting tactics. All we have is stones and sticks. And as we're tired, this is not what we're here to do. This is a crime of war. They're killing us.
Tell us what you're seeing right now.
I'm seeing doctors running left and right, ambulances running left and right, people carrying wounded people, trying to take them to the place that we set up and made an improvised hospital. On the other side, people are sitting on the pavement so exhausted and so tired, and at a loss. Some people are trying to lift the morale or encourage people to go and fight, but people are tired. People are tired. And channels like the BBC are claiming that it's a Muslim brother movement and that all the people in the square are Muslim brothers. We are not Muslim brothers. I'm not from the Muslim brothers. I couldn't care less for the Muslim brothers. They're everything I work against and I believe against. However, in this fight, we are working together side by side. And there are people from all sorts of ideologies here. It's a people's movement.
Who are these forces that have been shooting at you?
These are thugs. These are thugs that are trying to attack the square from all the entrances. Our people are trying to secure the entrances of the square, but these are the Mubarak thugs, and not only Mubarak, and it has to be very clear to everyone that when we say that we want Mubarak down, we mean his whole government, his whole regime, including Habib al-Adl, including Omar Suleiman, the chief of intelligence, including the parliament, including the parliament heads that are hiring these thugs to kill us, basically. There has been live shooting all day. I was helping with the wounded, and I have myself seen a couple of cases of gunshots in their legs, because they're shooting below. They're shooting their legs below. They're not showing the guns. At the beginning they weren't. Now that they're using machine guns, apparently they're being obvious about it. But at the beginning they were shooting below. They were shooting the legs. They weren't showing the weapons, and we did not know where the shot is coming from.
That was Selma Tarzi speaking from Tahrir Square in the midst of pro-government forces opening fire on the pro-democracy demonstrators.
And we just got this message as messages are coming into us right and left. This is a message from our guest yesterday on Democracy Now!, Noha Radwan. She's a professor at UC Davis, University of California, Davis, Egyptian-American. She's been in Tahrir Square for days now, part of the protests. We had her on the show. She was in a studio with Seif, who joined us yesterday from the studio. By the way, they won't be able to join us from studio today because the studio is shut down as a result of security concerns. But Noha Radwan was attacked. She said, "I wanted your show to know that as I left the studio to go back to Tahrir, I got attacked by the mob and beaten half to death by the Mubarak thugs who were happy to snatch my necklaces off my neck and to rip my shirt open. I am now fine, but the big thug must go. Wish us the best. Our internet comes and goes." Again, that was Professor Noha Radwan after she left the studio yesterday. We are going right now to